Good morning and good evening, all of you, to the Swadhyaya series, ninth Swadhyaya series. And today's session is on spiritual journey and teachings of RamKrishna Parmahans. And speaker is our Kalyani Sri Rutala. Over to you, Kalyani. She would like to introduce herself and then carry on with the spiritual journey and teachings of RamKrishna Parmahans. Welcome.
Nam- Oh, hi, friends and masters, and namaste to all. I'm Kalyani. I'm from Dallas, Texas. I'm one of the TOT participants. I'm a homemaker. I started my meditation journey in 2020 and began to teach meditation in 2024 onwards. After attending TOT, I started teaching meditation with more confidence and clarity. I am grateful for this journey and happy to be part of this beautiful community. And Rashmiji, I would like to share my PPT.
Yeah, go ahead. I have made you co-host. Co-host. You can share directly. Yeah.
Okay. Masters, please give a moment. Are you seeing my PPT?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
If you can make
Yes.
it full screen, that will be nice.
Yeah. 1 minute. And is it visible full screen? Okay. Okay, friends. To know about the life of Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, I read the book of Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, translated by the Swami Nikhilananda. This book was actually the English version of the original Bengali work, Sri Ramakrishna Kathamrita. It contains the real conversations of the Ramakrishna with his disciples and the visitors. The conversation was carefully written by the Mahendranath Gupta, who also we call in this book as Master M. We already know this Master M as Master Mahasaya. You already read the book Autobiography of Yogi. In that book, the Master Mahasaya is the person we call here as Master M, and who gave a deep spiritual oneness experience to the uh, to his disciple Mukunda. We already know about that. And coming to this author, Mahendranath Gupta was the teacher who lived with a large family and with many conflicts. These problems made him very sad and even thought of ending his life. One day he visited Dakshineshwar temple and he met Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. And Ramakrishna understand his pain and give him hope and changed his life. After that, M devoted all his life to the master Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, and he's spent his free time with his with him with as a along he continues as a teacher. M quickly become very close to the one of the intimate disciples of the Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. And um, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa saw as a very important person in his spiritual life. And the Master Ramakrishna Paramahamsa also see his past life And he's also, yeah, and this Master M is also a companion in the previous birth with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Master M wanted to leave his family life and want to become a monk, but the Paramahamsa did not allow him. So he said that you teach the God messages to all the world. Next, Master M secretly recorded all the teachings of the Ramakrishna Paramahamsa in his diary without showing him and to others a long time. After the blessings from the Holy Mother Sarada Devi, Master M published all his teachings like Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Because of M, we have this faithful record of all the Sri Ramakrishna's teachings. And next slide. Um, Mahendranath Gupta, we call him as Mahendranath Gupta. So, 1 minute, masters. Coming to the Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Ramakrishna was the godman of India, and Ramakrishna was the learner all of his life. He used to always say one sentence, friends, if I live more, I live learn more. I learn more. So, and he was born in a village called Kamarpukur. This village is in Hooghly district and West Bengal. And Kaumudi Chattopadhyaya, Kaumudi Ram Chattopadhyaya and Chandra Devi are the parents of Sri Ramakrishna, and they were married in 1799. And Sri Ramakrishna was the third son of the Kaumudi Ram and Chandra Devi. Before his birth, Lord Vishnu appeared in the Kaumudi Ram dream and promised to born as his son. Komadiram humbly replied that he was poor and did not have enough money to take care of him. But Lord Vishnu said, even though he want to born as child to the Komadiram because he was a righteous man and never tell any lies to other persons. And he is very orthodox person and never accept these gifts from the Sudras also. And at the same time, Chandra Devi got the same divine dream that he will get. She is getting a birth of a holy child, that is his birth, and about his childhood. Um, and he was born in February 18th, 1836, and his childhood name was Gadadhar. He was very healthy and playful and cheerful boy, and he loved small mischiefs, small funs. And he learned prayers, hymns, and names of the goddess and goddesses from his father, and enjoying the stories of Ramayana and Mahabharata. When he is about 6 and 7, he got first spiritual experience while that is while walking through the fields. He saw the dark clouds and sky with white cranes flying across them. This beautiful scene filled him with great joy, and he fainted in that fields. So later he explained that he felt very deep spiritual experience and happiness at that time. When Gadadhar was 7 years old, his father passed away, and this deeply affected him. That time he understood life is temporary. After this, he became very caring and helpful for his mother's household works. He is very interested in reading spiritual stories and Puranas. And at the age of 9, he received a sacred thread. Then he allowed to worship the Lord Raghuveer. So even worshipping the in the temple also, he felt that stone ideal as that truly alive and as a lord of universe. So that is about the childhood. And when coming to the young age, Gadadhar went to the Calcutta at the age of 16 to assist her elder brother Ram Kumar in his priest duties. Ram Kumar hoped that he would also focus his education and prepare for the worldly responsibilities. But Gadadhar was deeply in the devotion, spending hours of time in singing hymns and decorating. He beautifully decorated the ideals. So in that way he's doing the worshipping and coming to the Dakshineswar temple. So this temple is a very beautiful temple. Rani Rashmini was the wealthy devotee who built this temple, and this temple is dedicated to the Mother Kali. We call in this temple the Mother Kali as Bhavatarani. And the temple is also with the other ideals also there. It is Lord Krishna and Shiva and Radhakanta. Lord Shiva as the symbolizing of absolute, and Radhakanta is the symbolizing of love. And one day, the priest of Radhakanta temple accidentally broke the leg of the Krishna ideal. So many other persons advised to replace that ideal, but Ramakrishna gave a loving answer that saying that a person with a broken leg treated and cared in the same way, ideal should not be replaced. It should be repaired. So Rani Rashmini was accepted his advice, and um, Ramakrishna himself repaired that ideal. So, and Ramakrishna love for the this Divine Mother Kali grew deeper and deeper. He gradually forgot the outer formalities of worship and became completely absorbed in that devotion. He spent so many hours of singing mother songs, the Divine Mother, Kali Mother songs, and often losing the awareness of outer world, eating food and sleeping. He forget all the things. His desire growing day by day. He felt unbearable pain in her separation. So one day, sorry, I will change the one day in deeper despair, he decided to end his life. But that very moment, the Divine Mother Kali revealed herself to him in a in a direct spiritual vision. Like the in the first vision, he saw temples, buildings, the whole world disappear into the infinite ocean of light consciousness. Powerful waves of light, the divine light overwhelmed him, and he lost his awareness of outer world and enter into a deep spiritual bliss. So when he come into this normal consciousness, he felt a divine mother everywhere, and the only word he uttered is mother. So that is his uh, first vision, and he wanted to see the Divine Mother in meditation in open eyes also. So he felt strong interaction with her. He feed her food, and he cry for her, and when he felt separation, he deeply go into the trance and felt presence of her, and he is comfortable with her words. He sometimes he go into the deep trance states. So with this behavior, people thought it's a very strange behavior, and he did the things in a very personal way. He don't follow any strict rules. Sometimes what he will do, he means before offering the flowers to the mother, he offered the flowers to himself and then give it to the mother. And he speaks to the mother and playfully act with their image. So in this way, in the night also, he strongly felt her presence in the temple, and which made these temple officials feel he was not normal. So, so one day what happened is Ramakrishna fed the cat, fed the food, which is offering to the Kali mother. He gave that food to the cat, and one of the temple officials saw this and reported it as a improper behavior. But Ramakrishna explained this as a that he saw the mother Kali in that. Cat also, because in deep realization he felt that offering food to the goddess and feeding any other beings are the same. And that is his one of the showing that God lives in all beings. This is one of the example. And coming to the marriage of Ramakrishna, Sardamani was the 5 year girl lived nearby Jai Rambati village. She was chosen the bride of the Ramakrishna, Sri Ramakrishna, and they were married when Ramakrishna was about 23 years old, and they got married in 1859. In those days, they do the child marriages, and they sent the girl when she coming to the puberty. So she again visited her husband in 1872, and for the first time. And as, he saw every woman as the manifestation of the Divine Mother. He lived in such a purity and never experienced a feeling of lust, not even in dreams. So he thought both then Ramakrishna taught her simple life skills, how to live, how to talk with other persons, these life skills, and also deep spiritual practices like japa, prayers, and meditation. He also told that God belongs in every person, and every person realized through sincere devotion. And they both lived in, even though they both lived in Dakshineswar temple, but their minds always rising about the worldly attachments and desires. One day, Sarda Devi, gently massaging Ramakrishna's feet, she asked what he thought about her. Then he replied that she is the divine mother who is worshipping in the temple, and who gave birth to his body, and who is sitting at that time, at that moment, on his in the feet, is the same divine mother. So he always saw her as a divine form of the Kali. And once Ramakrishna worshipped Sarda Devi as the living form of the divine mother, and they both enter into a deep spiritual union. Next, coming to this, his meeting his guru. 1 minute, I will change the slide. This is the um, his marriage life, and coming to this meeting his Guru Totapuri. So Ramakrishna call his Guru as Nangata. Nangata means naked, because he don't show any interest on the earthly objects, like where, even though he don't show interest in wearing the clothes also. So until meeting his Guru Ramakrishna, did Tantra Sadhana and follow the disciplines of Vedanta. But whatever the practice he do, he completely immersed in that practice and experience a great spiritual knowledge. And so Coming to his guru Totapuri trained early. He trained in early youth from the disciples of Advaita Vedanta, and he see the world as illusion. And he is a great monk, and he spent lot of years in deep meditation and spiritual practices. One day he came to Dakshineshwar and saw Ramakrishna, and and he saw that Ramakrishna was ready for to learn the Advaita Vedanta teachings. Then he offered the teachings, and um, a path of realizing the God as absolute truth. So Ramakrishna accepted the monk initiations from Totapuri secretly because he don't want to hurt the feelings of his mother. So Totapuri taught Ramakrishna to withdraw his mind from all forms and names, and meditate on Atma, Brahma. But whenever he meditated, the radiant face of the mother appeared before him, filled with love and smiling face of Kali. When Ramakrishna could not go beyond her, Totapuri said that you should transcend even these forms and concentrate on the eyebrows. So then when the glorious face of the Divine Mother appeared before him, he used his discrimination, Viveka, as a sword and cut the image into two. So, at that moment, his mind transcended all forms and duality. He entered into the Nirvikalpa Samadhi, realizing the complete oneness with the Absolute. So, after transcending these all forms, Ramakrishna remained in the Samadhi for about 3 days continuously. So, Tautapuri was amazed. So, what Ramakrishna achieved in one day, what he had taken for 40 years of practice. So, yeah, and Totapuri never stayed in one place more than 3 days, but he remained in the Dakshineswar temple in 11 months because he has a lesson to learn in Dakshineswar. That lesson is it is a very important lesson, and that lesson is very important for us also. That is when God is seen as still, unchanging, we call it as Brahma Purusha, the formless absolute. When God is seen, it is active, seen as active, as creating, pervading, and destroying. He calls him as Shakti and the Divine Mother. So both are equally important, like my milk and its whiteness, and diamond. He compared like in this way: diamond and diamonds shining. So both the Divine Mother and Brahma are the one. So we should not reject the Maya. So, and also, after attaining this Nirvikalpa Samadhi, Maya saw Ramakrishna saw the Maya as completely in a new way. The world appeared as a direct expressions of the Divine Mother. For him, Maya no longer separated from the Brahman. So he understand Maya as operating in two forms. One is Vidya Maya and another one is Avidya Maya. So what is Vidya Maya? Vidya Maya represents purity, love, devotion, spiritual wisdom. Everything comes into the Vidya Maya. And what is Avidya Maya? It represents the greed and despair, ignorance, and the person these Avidya Maya persons binds the person from birth and death cycle. So these two are also the both are the power of Divine Mother who stand behind like as a sun shining behind the clouds. So and that is all about the uh, knowing about the Maya. And coming to the and Totapuri also got a divine experience when he is in the Dakshineswar temple. He also got the divine vision of the Mother Kali. And after attaining the Samadhi, Ramakrishna saw all the religions are the same. All the religions are they are in a different way, expressing the same reality, which cannot be fully described in words. He saw that every religion guides towards the same goal of God realization, because because he directly practices other religions disciplines also, like Christianism, Islamism, and Buddhism, Jainism. Everything he directly practiced and understand through his personal experience. So Sri Ramakrishna saw Advaita, Visishtadvaita, and Dvaita as the three stages of the soul's growth towards the same reality. He thought all paths are valid, but the greatest truth is realized in Advaita, beyond the mind and speech, where everything seen as divine essence. He also felt that through him, the Divine Mother is intended to spread the divine message of harmony. And coming to this, coming to the disciples of Ramakrishna, Ramakrishna never saw himself as a teacher. He saw, but as a humble instrument of the God who saw every person as guided by the Divine Mother. Sri Ramakrishna treated his close disciples like friends, companions, and making the spiritual practices even light and joyful. See, Ramakrishna's disciples are mainly householders, young men who later become the monks, and he has small group of small woman devotees also there. For householders, he did not ask any giving up of the household worldly life, but mental detachments. He always recommended mental detachments while still focusing on the family duties. So, and he even said that married couple should live like a brother and sisters, after having a children, and focus more on the spiritual life. And to spread his message, he for to the four corners of the earth, Sri Ramakrishna needed a strong instrument. That person is Narendra, and we call him as we call him as Swami Vivekananda. So he born in 1863, and is a very highly educated person with strong moral and spiritual influences, and he is very intellectual. So he came to Ramakrishna in the search of God. Ramakrishna said that God is truly can be seen and felt. By his touch only, he gave Narendra a deep spiritual experience, and and left him surprised and confused, and he cried also. Even that Narendra first doubted Ramakrishna's visions and teachings. Over time, he understand Master's love, purity, and kindness and trust towards him. And then his doubts slowly turned into love and faith. And so Narendra felt he has an important spiritual mission in his life. He wanted to leave the world, but Ramakrishna asked him to stay until he in the world until he live in the earth on the earth. So coming to the his Mahasamadhi. Um, Mahasamadhi. In April 1885, Sri Ramakrishna got a serious throat illness. Later, the doctors discovered it as a throat cancer, and Narendra was the first person to share this painful experience, painful news to the disciples. So Sarada Devi also call her as the divine mother. She came from the Dakshineshwar to personally take care of the Sri Krishna during his illness. She spent her days cooking, praying, and preparing special food for the master Ramakrishna Paramahamsa with great devotion. One Pandit once suggested the Ramakrishna, you can heal yourself by concentrating his mind on throat. But Ramakrishna said that he refused it. He never turned his mind away from the God. This is one of the example. And he explained oneness in one example. When Narendra and other devotees begged him to recover for their sake, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa prayed Divine Mother to help him to eat little food because of the pain. Then Mother said that, are you not eating enough food through all these mouths by showing their disciples? So in this way, he showed how he is in oneness consciousness. So and the devotees lost their hope that Master would recover from his illness. So even during the illness, also, he is not clear whether Sri Ramakrishna actually experienced the physical pain because in deep spiritual states, he seemed completely absorbed in the bliss, unaware of the body. So, in August 15th, 1886, Ramakrishna entered the Mahasamadhi, calling out the name of the Kali and attained his final union with the Divine Mother. So this is all about his journey. But at the end of the book, Master M. Mahendranath Gupta gave some questions asked by the devotees and himself. I will, which is also helpful for us to lead this spiritual life. I will show that questions. So one day Ramakrishna asked Master M whether he believed in the God with form or without form. So M replied that he believed in the formless God. And Sri Ramakrishna explained that both the form and formless aspects of the God are equally true. One should respect all the paths while staying sincerely in his own practice. He also said the God himself guides every person from within because the God who created the whole universe is also the inner teacher who shows the people the right way to worship. So, and the next question is under what conditions does one see the God? A person can realize the God by loving himself with the same deep intensity that worldly persons love their wealth and children love their mother and a devoted wife love their um, husband. So, and that question is, how should we live in this world? Ramakrishna told that people fully entering into before entering into that worldly life, a person should first develop love and devotion to God. Otherwise, worldly attachments will trap the mind more deeply. He also thought that. Money and beauty are the traps for this spiritual journey. So these are the temporary, and God is only the eternal. God can truly realize it the sincere devotion, spiritual discipline, and inner purity. Sri Ramakrishna thought that spiritual minded people should not be disturbed by the criticisms of the worldly people, just as elephant ignores the barking of dogs. He also thought that God is present in everyone and one should stay close to the good people and away from the wicked persons. If a wicked person try to harm us, should we remain silent? Master said that you should protect yourself and never harm others. How we fix our mind on God? Sri Ramakrishna said that Realizing the God, a person should sometimes live in solitude and repeat the God names and his glories and devotion. Help him to fix our mind on the God. So, with the help of discrimination, understanding what is eternal and what is temporary also helps in our spiritual journey. And the final question is how to deal with the ego. So, the ego, he explaining ego in a different way. The ego of a ordinary person identify with the body, family, possessions, and the worldly pleasures, which he call it as a unripe ego. But the awakened ego or the ripe ego understand that all that are temporary and not ultimate and real. But this can be done through the attaining the divine knowledge or viveka. And finally he said that the truth is very on the God is very important. Even impossible things becomes possible, but the moment doubt enters, a person loses its support and falls. So nothing greater than the faith. So this is all about his life journey. I removed so many things and gave um, some important points which helpful for us to lead this spiritual life. And so many after reading this book, so many unnecessary barriers in my mind. I broken them. So thank you very much for for Rashmi ji for giving this opportunity. Because of you only, I read this book. Thank you so much for giving this opportunity.
Thank you, Kalyani ji. It was a wonderful, wonderful presentation. We were in the flow of complete Ramkrishna Paramahansa's journey. It was really wonderful. Your voice,
Thank
your tone, everything, felt like, isn't it, Padmaji? Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
beautiful
yeah.
one. Mm.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Kalyani. I feel so blessed I could attend this. From my childhood, I think I was always drawn to Ramakrishna Paramahamsa and his and the Ramakrishna Paramahamsa's the ashram. The somehow I mean I always felt like I used to go there as a child, participate in school activities, all the debates and elocutions and whatever was part of their, they used to do a lot of conduct those things. And I was really blessed to meet one of the Swamijis who was heading the Ramakrishna mission during my school days. He came to our school and he actually stayed in our guest house. So 3 days I spent with him. And there was a huge banyan tree, in our garden, and he taught me how to swing on the banyan tree. And his name was Swami Ranganathananda. He was the head of the Ramakrishna mission for many years. And actually I have had dreams also, even like 10, 15 years back, where I saw Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Sharda Devi. And it was I don't know, we all go through so many past lives, and maybe in some past life I was maybe with him, I don't know, but always felt drawn. So as soon as I woke up, I remembered first thing that came is today is the Swadhyaya, not on Saturday. So I switched it on and I listened to it, and I have to say, you are so wonderful in presenting all these details and minor things also. You have presented so beautifully about his life, which are not very well known, which at least I didn't know in the normal course of learning about him. There are few things that are highlighted, but you gave such importance, and about his healing thing, right? When he got cancer, why a lot of people ask, how come if he was so divine and he had the powers, why didn't he heal himself? And all the explanation that you gave really gave insight as to why, yeah, living in that oneness consciousness. And
Mm.
now it helps me understand deeply as to why so many spiritual masters go through so many physical ailments or
Pain.
physical issues, but they don't heal themselves. And I used to think that they take on karmas of their devotees, and that's why they are going through it. I don't know if that has any reality, but
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
also
That two
realized,
reasons, yeah, Vadmati, two reasons. One is like karma, even I have read karma, and the other one is like whatever residue they have, they want to cancel it for this
yeah,
lifetime completely. So,
yeah, yeah. If you take human birth, you will accrue some karma. So
yeah.
finally, you have to release that. And one of the masters, yesterday only I was listening to, his name is Dr. Ranjan. He's from PMC Hindi. He gave another beautiful explanation. He said, "Ki, for them that they didn't live in the body. They were beyond the
Mm,
body all the time. So it was not a
Mm.
priority. It was
yes.
not like others around them were suffering more, seeing the suffering of this of the master, but for them it was not a priority. And so putting energy towards that is, they felt, was not necessary. That's what
Mm.
explanation he gave. And all of this shows, that we have to finally rise above body and just live in that oneness consciousness. And I really also like the way he explained formless and form both are divine. So we cannot
Utajira.
give the prakriti any less this thing. She's as divine as the purusha, so we have to balance
But
both in
for
our life. So
But what we
wonderful.
it means that we reject the Maya because of this Maya, because of this duality, we are
Mm.
learning the lessons. We are experiencing
Yeah,
everything. So we
yeah.
should reject the Maya. We should accept the Maya.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah. Thank you so much. It was
Mm.
really amazing. I wish, maybe it's a working day, so many
Yeah.
masters couldn't join, I think. But yeah, I'm sure Rashmi will put the recording, they'll all listen.
Mm.
Thank you again to all of you, and Rashmi, for this wonderful Swadhyaya. We are learning so much about masters.
So
It's
many
Mm.
amazing. It's
about so many
Thank
masters.
you. Yeah, no need
yeah,
to say
and
thank you. I'm just a medium, We are all
yes,
making,
yes.
our TOT friends are making this Swadhyaya
Yeah,
continue,
but yeah, but you
And
took the
I,
initiative, right? So that's great.
Yes.
And
thank you, thank
thank you again, Kalyani, for this beautiful presentation.
Thank you.
Amazing. Your transformation I have seen. I have
Yeah.
known you for the last 2 years. I've seen the
Yeah. Yeah.
transformation,
Yeah. Yeah. Mm.
and you embrace everything so like, whenever you want to implement, and you embrace it wholeheartedly and give your 100%. I can see that
Yes.
transformation. So
Yes.
congratulations to you on your self transformation journey also. Great. Thank you, thank you,
I
thank
want
you
to
so
say small thing. Yeah, okay. Sorry, I want to say one small thing. In this book, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa said that the persons who read the book and means the persons who came to him, they have their last birth on the earth.
mm,
okay.
Okay, so yeah,
mm. Like
thank
Patriji
you.
also says, right? Every pyramid master's this
Ah,
is the last janma. But okay, wonderful, wonderful. Thank
Yeah.
you.
There was one story, isn't it? I don't remember. Somewhat Ramakrishna, to stay in the earthly bound, he has to like something like sweet dish,
Yeah.
right? Whenever
Yes.
Ma,
Yes.
he would avoid not to eat. That
Yeah.
means that's the last day, I mean, on the earth plane. So
Yeah.
to remain on earth plane, such enlightened master should need some
Masters
desire or craving, something to
craving.
attach with. So he was
Yeah, the
very fond of
Rasagulla
sweets.
he had,
Yeah,
right? He
yeah,
used to be
yeah.
fond of. And I
Yes.
think the same thing with what was his name? ISKCON leader, I forgot. Prabhupada. He used to
Chaitanya.
like kachori and something. And even Satsai Baba, he used to, in his younger days, eat pan, pan
Mm-mm.
leaves. And that's so always his mouth, the lips and all, Baba's photos, if you see, always red. I think I don't know, older days maybe he left it, but as when he was younger. So he also mentioned that, I have to keep something for me to remain in this earthly plane, something that will hold me. So this pan is like one thing where I have put a little bit of that attraction or whatever it is, so that I can be in this plane. Otherwise, they'll be in samadhi all the time, I think. Yeah, great. Thank you. Thank you so much. And Jungle
Thank
sir, your
Yeah, I'm
dedication to attend all the sessions is amazing. You're just truly an inspiration for all of us.
Yes, yes,
Thank you
yes.
so
okay.
much.
It is an opportunity given by the divine. I think we are making use of it.
Yes, yes,
Uh,
yes.
Namaste, Kalyani ji. I think you brought a
Namaste.
beautiful energy today, and I think the energy level was very high when I listening to your presentation about the great Grand Master of India, ancient ancient saint, and he was the cause for bringing to the world Advaita Vedanta philosophy through Narendranath, Swami
Yeah.
Vivekananda. Vivekananda's
Mm.
contribution is because he has, what I understood, the Ma who wrote the Mahendranath Gupta, who wrote the complete, beautiful book. Handwritten, he
Mm.
wrote it, then he brought the publication. That was a wonderful book. I also read it some time back, long back. And what I always feel about Ramakrishna Paramahansa is entire power he has transferred to Vivekananda. That is
Mm.
what, in a very shortest time, one of the things also, he was not able to bear that high energy of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. That is also the reason why he could live only a very short period of his life, I think. And
Mm.
that is what still remains all over the world. This Advaita
Yeah.
Vedanta philosophy is thriving all over the world. Ramakrishna Mission. And if you
Mm.
go and see in Calcutta, the Ramakrishna Mission, Belur Math, if anybody visited,
Failure, yeah.
I think that is a wonderful contribution of Vivekananda ji, and built up the entire, that Mat, Belur Mat, his Samadhi, Sharda Devi Samadhi, and, I had an opportunity to visit just on the bank of the river, and it is a wonderful place. Thank you for bringing this energy, and thanks, Rashmi ji, for bringing all mass. I think the rationale behind talking to all the masters, bringing all the master wisdom is also helping us to transform with
Yes.
it increase our consciousness. That is also, I found that, because they are very happy to give today. Those who are listening to Ramakrishna Paramatma, they are happy to, share their energy. I think that's what happening. You are doing a great job. Wonderful. Thank you. All the best.
Thank you all joining for this
Thank you,
session. You're
masters.
beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Take care. Have a
Thank you,
nice
Rashmi. One
day.
one minute. I just saw
Yeah,
another
go ahead.
message in another group. Today is the anniversary of Sadananda Yogi Babaji,
Wow.
Oh,
who was Patriji's guru.
Guru. Guru.
Guru,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Correct.
apparently, wonderful energies.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, that energies we could feel in this session.
Yes, yes.
And when you're doing meditation, also, if you're going to do meditation today, you can invoke his presence, connect to his energy, and do meditation, and
Very good
feel
place.
his
Very great
Yes.
feel
yogi.
his.
Sadananda Yogi.
Yeah, he was Patriji's guru.
No, he taught
So
for he transformed all his wisdom to Patriji in 2 years' time.
Yes, yes. So I thought I'll just share it so
No, it
that
is good.
Thank you
you
for
can
that.
experience his energies. Maybe if you're going to do meditation after this
I,
also.
Yeah.
Okay,
I also
masters.
I
Yeah.
also had been to his samadhi,
Mm.
Sadananda
Mm.
Yogi samadhi.
Every
Wonderful.
year they used to celebrate, no? Patriji
Yes,
and
yes,
his wife,
yes, yes. Yeah.
Swarnamala Amma, they used to go and do Annadanam and whole day some kind of celebration there. And so, yeah. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you. Thank you.
thank you, everyone.
Thank you all. So we shall end the session and meet on Saturday, probably next Saturday, Swadhyaya series. Yeah. Thank you all.
Okay.
Thank you.